Okay, so I just got fresh snow. Attempted to go make a video about the ShelterLogics. They've been up for over a year now, just kind of a update video because those videos are actually pretty popular. Well, here's a 1 year, well, it's actually just over 1 year update on the ShelterLogics here. This one here is a 12 foot wide by 20. So both of these came from my local Canadian Tire. They were on sale for half price. So as you can see, the tops are holding up very nice. And I mean, I hit them quite a few times, including with the snow blowers, pulling out the tractors a few times and blowing snow. I blow it right onto them. Never gave them any issues. So here's the other one here that's still over a year old. That one's probably a year and 3 months maybe. But last winter we had some minus 40 temperatures too. And of course, snow building up on them, no issues whatsoever. Now they are pulled fairly tight. Well, here it is. Not so much back here, I guess. So you can see some stuff here starting to slightly come out of them there. But I mean, that's just the seam. I do not know of any physical rips on this guy. The one wear point that all of them seem to have is, you can't see it, you can kind of see it right here. So see a little hole in the back door? That's where the factory seams are, where they folded it in the box. Both of them have pinholes all along that factory seam. You can see down here, a little bit worse. Right there is where I got some tires and stuff piled up behind this one on the inside. So basically the fronts and the backs are the only thing that's wearing out on them. Now that's probably my fault when you look at them here. See how loose that is? I should have probably pulled it. I just went, full size 12-foot beam, right? But I'm guessing they probably mean 12 foot. I don't know where the measurements are. They don't say exactly what your base should be. But if I would have got that tighter, I might have fixed it. Now their included straps are as tight as they'll go. But like I said, that bottom base pull there, if I moved it out another 2 inches on both sides, might have solved that problem. So that could be my fault. But you can see on this one here, now that we're facing this direction, you see all this white looking pigment material here. So you can kind of see it's starting to wear. I should be able to hopefully get another winter minimum, you would think. When I bought these, I actually planned for them to only last about a year each. And this is going on to the second year. And we get some crazy strong winds. Like if you look at the tarp back there, that is torn to shit. I used to have tarps all around that. They all got torn off. And this held up fine, but that was much looser on there. So this one's a 12 by 24, so it is a bigger one. And I do have another tarp on top of the ceiling on this one. I just doubled up the roof. Didn't really need to do that, but I did it. And then this is the one here that I work out of most of the time. That one's on 4x4s for the base. Lag bolted in and rebar shoved through the base into the ground. This one here is on 2x6. So you can see this one here, it's bolted down. You can't really see, but right there, there's a rebar hammered through. That rebar is going 4 feet into the ground. I think on this one, I only have the corners done, and the center here. So I got, you can't really see it there. I'll zoom in. But there's a piece of rebar there, and then I just stuck 2 screws, which are probably doing nothing to try to tighten it up a bit, so you guys can see what I mean here. Here's the back wall. This one here, again, is very loose. So you can see all the little pinholes everywhere, only where this factory seams. So did it maybe get squished too much? Now this one here, you guys can see, I do also have another tarp here that runs all the way down. I stretched the tarp over it before I put on the top. And then I got this insulated tarp here, which because working in here in the summertime, someone's having more fun to me. Working in here in the summertime, it gets so freaking hot otherwise. But as an example, I put my hand back here. Can't really see it, but I'm feeling actually a fair bit of heat back here, so it does help. Of course, the whole thing's a little shaky here. Normally what I'll do before the winter is I'm going to strap some wire from here to the side there, just kind of bracing up a little bit of everything. But this one here Again, was the first one. If I redid it, I'd definitely use 4x4s. And I'd probably, well, let's just see here. So, when I close this front, you guys can see there's a little bit of overlap material there, but not by much. But this front here is fairly tight. But I originally had this guy here, way over here. Then I moved it to here, and then I moved it over. So I keep on moving it to try to get this front a little bit tighter. And now I think I got it at the decent amount. This front door here, it's getting pretty ratty. It's dirty, and I used to have a much longer exhaust on that little diesel there. And every time I drive out, it would push on here, and it would pull on the seams here. So you can see at the top here, I actually had to put in a couple zip ties there, because I actually had it where it started ripping at the top here. And on this side, I actually have it where the zipper is kind of screwed up in this top corner here. So I just, again, zip tied, melted that together. What happened is that when I unzipped it, the zipper fell right off on the top here. So you can see it's a little bit burnt from burning that together there. But this one's zip tied shut because if I bring the zipper any higher than here, around this point here, actually you can kind of see it right there, I think, or no, right somewhere in there, the zipper's messed up. So I could still use this door, but I'd have to put a zip tie as a stop right here. And believe it or not, it's actually nice and toasty warm in here. So they do definitely hold some heat. The reason again for the extra tarps is just if stuff's hitting on the inside, it doesn't rip through. Overall, I think this one cost me $400 Canadian. The insulated tarp, well, it's an old concrete tarp. I had that sitting around. This tarp here was an extra, I think, 40 bucks, but I had that one already. I tend to keep a lot of tarp material, so this here is from a pellet of wood, but it has the same fibers that you find in their original tarping. So I don't think the doors have it, but the sides definitely have it. And other than that, in my opinion, it's holding up fairly nice. This one here, I don't know if it's a different type or what it is, but I don't see the white pigment, kind of like how that one's starting on the top. I think that's just from that one being so tight, and maybe that one gets a lot hotter, I'm thinking, without the insulated tent on the inside. So you can see, again, they have been hit with rocks, baseballs, frisbees, pretty much everything you could think of. And really no damage other than these back walls. But you gotta remember, the back walls being loose like this, they're going to be flopping back and forth in the wind. Again, that's probably my own fault. So I never used their factory anchors they had. Looks like something might have been going in here. So someone's spying on me. I got my new pan-tilt zoom up top there so I can take a look. So I don't know what else to say other than, in my opinion, they're well worth it. So let's give you guys maybe an idea on the inside of this one. Haven't been in this one in quite some time. Oh, one more thing, trying to open them with one hand, very hard. Okay, so this one here, the zippers have been great on it. Never any issues with the zippers, but this one here is more or less just for storage. So this one here, you can see again, I got the double tarp set up. This tarp that I found was a bit of a longer tarp, so you can see it even overhangs here. The good thing for overhanging is if this door ever got destroyed, I could easily attach a new tarp to the front. This one goes much lower to the bottom, and lots of material at the back there. So, but the bad thing is about going double tarps like this, you lose out on so much light. Like you can see how much light comes in through the door. But again, with the double tarp, you're getting, in my opinion, a lot more insulation. You can actually see a little bit of moisture building up top there. So the double tarp idea, I highly recommend that. But if you want light in here and you don't care about the heat, well, then it's a different story. Come wintertime, if it's sunny out and a fairly decent day, without the double tarp, you'd actually probably get some pretty good solar heat inside it. And again, this one here is all 4x4s. I got a lot more rebar, and it's a lot deeper. This piece of 4x4 just stops about right there. Just enough for the front to go onto. There's no front bar here. There's nothing underneath the snow there. they're cut off. You can see I got double rebar in that corner there. The way I mounted these ones here is that's exactly 12 feet across. These ones are cut to go on the inside here because joining these factory 12 footers are actually a little bit longer than 12 foot. So that's why it's in a little bit there. The brackets here, I'll show you with this one, it'll be easier to get to. So these brackets here, if you guys can see that, I actually bent them to go around the 4x4s and then lag bolted them in from the side. So I said so way too many times in this video. I'm going to have to edit the son of a bitch out of this video. So I'm going to say so again. Again, these ShelterLogics are well worth the price. And this is 1 year of having them review. And I'm going to say it one more time. We have 70, 80 kilometer an hour winds. I am in Canada. I'm in Manitoba. So we get minus 40 weather during the winter sometimes. Yes, minus 40. And that's freaking cold. Like, these tarps get very thick. But again, I haven't had any issue with them breaking. The zippers, I just whip them. I don't care. Never had any issues with this one anyway. So I just thought I'd make this video. Overall, for what I paid for them, it is well worth it. And pretty sure they're going to almost guaranteed last this winter. So will I get 3 years out of it? I really don't know. But I am going to keep on making update videos. Okay, that's going to be the end of this.